Almost there.
We good?
Not yet. Go ahead.
Hey, welcome everybody to the July 9th, 2020 special meeting for the City of Mangum. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. And Billy, would you do a roll call, please?
Gay.
Here.
Reese.
Here.
Webb.
Here.
Bowman.
Okay, we do have a quorum. If you look at the consent agenda, there are several things there. The special meeting on the 8th, the 9th, our public hearing on the 9th, the special meeting on the 11th and the 16th, the 2020 claims for June, the 2020 July payroll, estimated payroll, and approved resolution 2021-001 library fund donation. Is there any item you'd like to have removed from the agenda? If not, do I have a motion?
I'd make a motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Would you call for a vote, please?
Webb.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Gay.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 5 on the agenda is financial report by the city manager.
All right. So let me get to my next page here. As you can see on your screen now is our report for the month of July. As we discussed last month, I had the month numbers for May, and I kind of shared those with you. We did not lose the sales tax that we were expecting to lose for the month of May. That would be March and April's sales tax. So we're still kind of shaking our heads on this and trying to figure out exactly why we didn't have that loss. I'm not complaining, nor should any of you, because this is fantastic news that we've actually been able to maintain that amount. And it's actually 5.44% more than it was same month last year. So it just kind of makes you scratch your head. We haven't seen June's numbers yet. I don't know what that's going to look like. And it may just turn out that what we've been waiting for hits us in June. And if that does, we're certainly ready for it in budget. And we've certainly made our way around that. You'll see that the transfers in for MUA, we skipped this month, or the month of May. And that was to try and bring some fund balance back into the MUA, which was short due to revenue shortfalls. And as you can see on the bottom of this page, the general government is up. I've got two numbers here now. One is the first number on the left is the 242,000. That's what I've been calculating since the beginning of the fiscal year. And the 221,000 is what Encode, which is our accounting software, says our end of month balance is. So there's a difference there, and that difference is a lot bigger in the MUA. I haven't had a chance to really get in and dig in and find out where that difference lies. All I can say is I'm tracking based on the exact end of month at the time that we report it. So there are things that we have spent along the way that we were supposed to spend in say October or November that we didn't actually get to until December. So it wouldn't have been reported right away, but it would have been taken out in the proper month in October or November, whatever that may have been. So there's going to be some disparity there, and it's nothing to really worry about. It's just I'm tracking it as I'm reporting it, and of course Encode is tracking it live and tells you up to date what that is. So moving on to, this is of course our sales tax graph, what it's looked like for the last 12 months. Again, it's still up in those 40s, and we're happy to see it up there, and we'll be happy to see it stay up there if it does. So use tax is down from last month, but it is still up from last year. So we're still looking in good shape on that. So that is financial report for July. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Do you want to have any questions? If there are no questions, let's go on to item number 6 then. Discussion and possible action to approve the best and most possible quote for the fuel dispenser at the airport.
Okay, so, okay, go ahead, sorry.
I'm gonna make a motion, we accept Basco Services quote.
Does anybody want to talk about any of those? Or, well, okay, we got the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Now, let's have some discussion on that.
So if you want to, I'll just kind of go into a little bit of it. The fuel pump at the airport is toast. We replaced the terminal, which allows us to sell the gas using a credit card in their own service cards. But the pump itself is toast. It's gone. It will not maintain a calibration. We can calibrate it one day, and 2 days later, it's 15 points off. So we tried to fix it. We hired a company to come out. They did their best to fix that. They replaced some parts on it, and no matter what they did, it just the calibration couldn't hold. So in the end, they all recommend that we're going to have to replace it. That being said, I've set money aside for this in this fiscal year, so we're actually in pretty good shape that way, knowing I knew that this was coming for this year, so I was able to set that money aside. Basco Services, which actually was the cheapest and the best quote that came in, was also the most knowledgeable on how to tune the pump in with the terminal. That company has been the company of choice for installation of the QT pods across the South. So I think we really struck a good deal with those guys putting in a bid, and we're really happy with that. So I encourage you that Basco would be my choice if you ask for my opinion.
Dave, are they saying that this will definitely fix our issue?
Oh yeah, this is a whole new pump, and the only thing that we're going to be using from the old system is the hose. The hose and nozzle was replaced not too many about 2 or 3 years ago, so it's a newer hose. We don't need to replace that. Everything else is going to be brand new. So calibration issues, dealing with it's a digital ultrasonic pump rather than a mechanical pump that's going to get sediment in it. So this is going to fix our problems.
Any
Yeah,
more
and
questions?
if that calibration is off, then you could pay for a pump pretty quick just in the fuel you're
Yes.
looking.
Yes, absolutely. And we've had a lot of, this pump has been down for like 5 months. So we've missed a lot of revenue. And just having the gas back and having our the pumps when it was working and when it was working right, we were able to generate what we made or what we spent in putting gas in it. Something that we haven't been able to report for the last 2 or 3 years. So that was really good. We just need to get it back up and operational so that folks can fly up here and get some gas. Maybe go to the restaurant.
Yeah, there you go. Do we still have a car out there?
Yes, we do. And our mechanic goes out and he checks on it, makes sure it all works. And anytime we have a problem with it, we have a gentleman that flies up from Denton, Texas, periodically. He lets us know if there's anything ever wrong with it. He's a very generous man, and he replaced the battery on it for for free. But he uses it every week, so he felt like it was his obligation to do that, and we told him it certainly wasn't, but it was fantastic of him to do that, and he fills it up. So
Wow.
yeah, he's a really super nice guy, and we really do appreciate what he does for us. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any more discussions? And this is to, what's the name of the company?
Basco.
Basco, to replace the pump at the airport. Could I call for a vote, please?
Gay,
Yes.
Webb,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 7, discussion of possible action to approve the recommendation from Diane Kendall, Executive Director of the Mangum Housing Authority, to appoint Ms. Jan Williams to the Mangum Housing Authority Board.
So
Can I
moved.
entertain a motion? Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, there is. Corey, do you want to talk about this, or do you want me to take it?
Oh, I think you can handle it.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I would actually like us to table this, and the reason is that Corey and I are working on a plan that would provide a seat at this board for Granite, since this is a regional airport, or a regional hospital, and we do serve more than just Mangum.
Dave, we're on the wrong one.
We're on the
We're on
wrong
the Housing
one.
Authority.
We're on the
Oh,
housing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why I deferred to you because I thought it was. I'm like,
No, sorry. My brain is on the hospital, and I saw the big H, and I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
Okay.
No discussion. We'll just approve it.
Okay.
Do you have a recommendation on that, Dave?
On this one, no, I do not.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Could you call for a vote, please, Billy?
Webb,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Gay,
Yes.
Dave, I'm the only one that's supposed to get mixed up on the agenda items, not you.
Right? I know it.
Okay, number 8, discussion and possible action to reappoint Paula Bannister to the library board for a 5-year term ending May 31st, 2025. Do I
I'd
have
make that motion.
have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? Call for a vote, please.
Reese,
Yes.
Gay,
Yes.
Webb,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Number 9, discussion and possible action to surplus and dispose of the real property located adjacent to the fire department parking lot, government addition block, and it's got the description there. Do I have a motion?
So move.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, now let's discuss. Tell me about this. Who wants that?
Okay, so we have actually had interest in this property, and the interest is coming from the original, not the original property owners, but where this property was split off of in relation to our city hall. What this is a pad that sits behind City Hall, but it's actually a part of the full lot that comes back from our neighbors to the north. Those neighbors to the north would like us to sell that, and I've explained to them that the only way that we could sell it is if we surplus it and we put it up for auction. We can't just kind of hand it over to them. We have to provide that out as a public service and offer it to the public. They
Okay,
understand that, and they're willing to go.
Right. Where is it at? It's the one that's right next to the city hall, right by the fire station?
It's behind the fire station. It's west of the fire station where the parking lot is.
Yes.
And then north of that, there's a pad there that's got a boat on it.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
concrete pad.
Okay.
It's a tiny little pad. It's I want to say it's maybe 200. Well, I'd say maybe 600 or 800 square feet. It's not very big at all. But they're wanting that for storage, and they want to build a storage building behind their building. So
What do we use it for?
nothing.
They had
We
bought
don't
it,
even know whose boat is on there.
they had bought it originally with the building on there and tore down for parking. But
Right.
it's never been used for parking.
Who bought it, Billy? What?
The
The
city
city.
from Pepper Klepper when
Oh, okay.
he was city clerk.
Oh, okay.
Been a long time.
Is it gonna make it harder to get in and out and around back there?
No, not at all. Right now, you can't drive on that pad anyway. The pad is actually elevated up about a foot above the level, so it's not like you can actually drive on it. So putting a building on it is really not going to hamper us.
Any other discussion on it? Anybody have an opinion or thoughts? There's no reason why we need to build anything on it, is there?
No. No, in fact, we own enough property in town. I think we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no more discussion, could we call for a vote, Billy?
Webb,
Yes.
Gay,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, number 10, discussion and possible action to approve the recommendation from the Mangum City Hospital Board to appoint Carson Van Sant to the hospital board. Do I have a motion?
Is this what we're tabling?
Yeah,
Oh, this is.
that
on
would be
the
our
table.
recommendation is to table this.
We
To
don't
table.
need to make a motion then. We're just gonna
Right,
table.
right. Okay, so I'll just say we table it. We don't have to have a vote on the table, do we?
No.
On a table, you do. No action, you don't.
Okay. So if we're going to table this, do I have a motion to table this?
No.
There
there's
is no motion,
action.
isn't it tabled?
I
No,
don't think-
a table you have to motion.
Right. We're just gonna take no action.
Yeah, no action means it just, you don't do anything. Because when you do motion to table it, you're saying when you want it to come back up.
Okay, so we just want to do no action. It doesn't make any difference. We'll just do no action. No action on number 10.
Can I ask when does that need to be filled though?
It's complicated at this point because what we do is we actually have 2 vacancies and Zach's going to get off of it soon. So the issue is we're having problems finding bodies to serve. So we're going to recommend in the near future actually amending the trust indenture and the bylaws to, instead of assigning individuals as appointing positions, so to speak, like certain entities would have the ability to appoint. And we want to discuss in that greater detail.
Okay. Okay. All right. So number 10 is no action. Number 11, discussion and possible action on the hospital board. So this is just going to be discussion right now. I don't know what I can't make a motion for anything because there's nothing to make a motion for on the agenda.
Correct.
Okay. So what discussion did you want to start, Dave?
For 12?
For 11. 11.
For 11.
There's no action also.
No
I
action.
don't think there's going to be an action on this.
No, this goes along with the other one.
Well, I mean, we can discuss kind of why we don't want
What
to
our plan
appoint
is.
somebody at this point.
Okay, go ahead, Corey, or whoever.
Yeah, we can, basically what we're wanting to do is have 2 appointed personnel on this board and the rest as at large, so to speak. The 2 appointed we're wanting, and I know that we've already asked a lot of this commission, but we want to put one of the city commissioners on this board. We also want to put one of Granite's city council members on this board. And the reason is because I think we need we need to have that ability, number one, to report back to the individual entities as a member of that board what that board is doing. There's a lot of things that are happening on that board, happening with that hospital that I believe both the city of Granite and the city of Mangum would be very interested in hearing about and very interested in knowing about. There's some parliamentary procedure, so to speak, that I think we could use some help with, and getting that guidance from the two city commissions or councils, commission/council, is going to help us out with that and help us get to where we need to be on that. And that's really what we were thinking. And then with the third one that's going to be coming available, we would then be bringing up the board's recommendation for an at-large person to fill that vacancy. Corey, did I miss anything?
Yeah, and also it's really hard to find people to want to serve on that board as well.
It
And
is.
I mean, we're really putting out a lot of feelers to get people to serve on it, and most people just aren't interested in serving in it. So by doing this, we're a lot in positions that we know will be easily filled, and so we don't run into this issue where we're having to find warm bodies to be on the board, basically.
Right. And I have talked to Mayor Scarborough at Granite, and he said he knows that he would have interest in his folks there to serve on that board.
Okay. Anything else? There'll be no action on number 11 also. And then we're going to go on to number 12, discussion and possible action to enter an executive session to discuss the salary of the city clerk in accordance with the 25 state statute 307B1. Do I have a motion for that?
I'd make a motion.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Please call for a vote.
Reese,
Yes.
Gay,
Yes.
Webb,
Yes.
Okay, we are going into executive sessions at this time. So some of your screens will go dark, and then we'll be able to discuss.
Mayor, who do you want in there for right now? I've got two screens going. I will be available if you want me in there.
We want you in there. Just you and the council members and me. Anybody else that, yeah, right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I know there's a join button there, but if you're not in that, just don't join. We're back.
Okay, we're back in, is everybody here? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'd like to make a statement that we only discussed what was on the agenda at item number 12, and that at this time we need to come back into regular session. And do I have a motion for item number 12?
I'd make the motion, we increase our city clerk's salary by 5% a year.
Okay, we have a motion. I guess this is item number 13, isn't
Item
it?
number 13, I'll second.
Yeah, item number 13. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Okay, can I call for a vote, please?
Webb,
Yes.
Gay,
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
I'd just like to thank you all.
You're very welcome, Billy. I just want you to know how much we appreciate all the work you do. And I know that it's not easy sometimes putting up with Dave and some of those other people you had to put up with in that office. But, you know, I try to come in and make things easy and calm things down. You know, I kind of rile things up sometimes. So I just appreciate you and helping me get through all this stuff too.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're on item 14. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'd make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, call for a vote, please.
Gay,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Webb.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. The meeting is adjourned. At this time, we're going to go right into the Mangum Utility Authority, July 9, 2020 special meeting. This is the trustees of the Mangum Utility Authority that are meeting in special session. And I do call the meeting to order. Would you please do a roll call, Billy?
Scott,
Here.
Reese,
Here.
Bowman, Gay,
Here.
Webb.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Number 3, consent agenda. Approve the minutes of the special meeting on July 11th, the June claims for 2020, and the July 2020 estimated payroll. Is there
I'd
any-
make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Ron. Please call for a vote.
Scott,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Gay,
Yes.
Webb.
Yes.
Okay, item number 5 on the agenda, discussion and possible action to approve the best and most responsible bid quote for the replacement of the manhole on Pierce Street. Do I have I don't know how you do this because you can't have a motion unless you know who you want to vote for.
Well, and I'll be honest, I don't believe we need a motion to have the discussion according to what we were given when we went to new Commissioners Academy or whatever it's called.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's just go ahead and discuss it right now. Go ahead and discuss it. Dave, tell us about what all this
So
stuff.
basically what this is it's an emergency work order to replace the manhole on Pierce near Kentucky. You all know that we've had an issue there for about a month and a half, gotten worse and worse. At the recommendation of the city superintendent, this is not something that our folks can handle at the time. It's just we're not capable of doing it, nor do we have the ability and the time to do it. The kind of expert, precise dropping of a full-size concrete prefab manhole with the equipment that we have, it would take us way too long to do it. And throughout that process, we actually have to bypass all 3 sewer lines into another line down the way. So we're going to have to bypass by about 200 feet. And that's going to take days versus we hire a company, they come out and they're going to get it done, and they're going to get it done and right.
And it has to be concrete, right? It needs to be concrete.
Yes. Yeah. The
Not
gold
metal.
standard, the gold standard is concrete prefab. We don't do brick manholes anymore.
Oh, I know that.
That's just not, it's not the way it's done. So.
Yeah.
And we put out 3 companies. Actually, we called 4. 2 gave us a response, and then there was a third that said they would be interested, but they never ever even called us back to come and look at it, nor did they call us back to get any kind of specs on it. They just kind of died off. So the two that you see are the two bids that we.
Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, there's a big difference in the amount.
Yeah.
Yes, there is, and I'll tell you this. I know Luckenbill. I know their reputation. They are a fantastic company. They're amazing at what they do. They are very proud of what they do, and you pay for what they do. I can say Cramp Reynolds is also a fantastic company. They're amazing at what they do. They are the preferred contractor for the city of Altus in doing their manhole replacements. In fact, Altus was who I called to get the list, and Altus recommended Cramp Reynolds. They did an amazing job for them. So the gentleman that came out, he knew exactly what he was looking at. He didn't even have to ask any questions. He looked at it and said, "I know exactly what we got to do." So all he needed was the size of the pipes coming into it, because you can't see that. But he's they're going to do a good job for us.
Dave, is it normal for a city our size to? This is a job that we would normally pay out to do.
Oh yeah.
So this isn't something that would.
I mean, to let you know, yeah, to give you any kind of heads up on this, the city of Edmond contracts to do these manholes. They do not do these manholes themselves. Altus does not do these manholes themselves. So to ask our size of a city to do it, we could probably do it with the right leadership and the right knowledge and the right all of the factors being nil. You don't have 50 other leaks going on. You don't have emergencies after emergencies happening. Yeah, could we do it? Probably. But what we're saving is not it's not worth the task. So if it takes us a month to do it, and the folks down there have to live with that for another month, that's not good.
I'd make a motion then to approve Craft Reynolds Construction Company's bid.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Billy, would you call for a vote, please?
Webb,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Gay,
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 6, discussion and possible action to enter into executive session to discuss the proposed hiring and benefit package for Mr. Fred Willis in accordance with the Oklahoma State Statute 307B1. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So move.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Okay. So now we are going into executive session again.
Want me to call the vote?
Yes, so. Thank you much.
Reese,
Yes.
Webb,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Gay.
Yes.
Okay. We are going into executive session at this time.
Okay, we're sort of back. Fred,
Yes.
still with us? Okay, we're gonna reopen the executive session. We're not actually out of it. This time, if you join us in there,
Okay.
Tell him you'll have a button there that says
yeah,
join
you'll have that button
breakout.
there to join. So we're gonna go back in.
Okay.
Are you lonely, Billy?
Yes.
I see you every time we pop back in.
Okay. I was working.
Yeah, Corey's got his video off and muted, so you can't even visit with him.
Yeah, he doesn't want us to know what he's doing. Yeah,
All right, I think I'm back now.
okay.
You're
well,
back now. We got you back. We just came out, so you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, you didn't, we just cut it
Okay.
out. So we're back in regular session at this time. And at this time, we're not going to take any action on this item. And Fred, we've visited with Dave, and we'll let you guys talk, see if there's an agreement, something we can work out. And
Okay.
we understand that all of us may have to get together at another special meeting to discuss whatever you guys agree upon. Okay.
Okay.
So you just come in and talk to him, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for coming to the meeting and everything. Is there anybody else that wants to say anything before
Yeah, I'll
we?
make a motion we adjourn.
Oh, okay, I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a
I'll
second?
second that. Yes.
All
Second.
right, I have a second. All right, call for a vote, please.
Scott,
Yes.
Webb,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Gay.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much, and Dave will get with you, and you let us know if there's when we need to get back together and have another meeting after
Will
you
do.
guys meet. Okay. Anything
do.
else
Thank
you guys
you.
want to comment on before we close out? If not, have a good evening,
All
and
right.
don't go crazy.
Thank
Thank you.
Jen.